to add you to their live redirect list in community settings. All right. Yeah, we're almost finished, Brad. So if you want to just go ahead and go live, maybe that will.
All right. Hey, guys. I know this thing has a little bit of a delay. Let me know when you can hear me, so I know my mic's working all right. Just going to get everything set up here. I wanted to wait until the end of Megan's. This came out like a little while ago, and I thought, I wanted to do it, but I felt like all eyes should be on Mike during that, so didn't really want to, do that. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, so I'm just getting set up here. Cool. Okay. I'll give a couple minutes for people to trickle in if they want. I know Megan's finishing up her thing, and then she'll probably redirect to Brad, I think. But hopefully we'll get some people in here. Thanks, Indigo. Appreciate that. Yeah, so hopefully everybody was able to watch Mike's interview. If you haven't, then you should definitely check it out later. It was a really good one. Mike seems like a really great guy. I did get a chance to meet him, and he introduced himself and was like super nice. And his partner seemed very nice too. Good people. So hey, Chris Jenner, what's up? I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else wants to come in, and then we'll start reading. Yes, I was crying at work from the interview. Wait, what do you do for work? Because crying at work, I don't know, depending on your work setting, it could be like more or less, like I don't know, it depends on if you get embarrassed by that kind of thing. But D Robertson, no, I did not know Brad was going to stream right after Megan, so we didn't really plan on anything. That's all right though. I was just waiting till Megan was done, but she said that they're wrapping up anyways, so. Jennifer, you're good. I just started. I haven't started reading it. I'm waiting one more minute. Yeah. We're just gonna get right into it too. I'm trying not to take too long. Hold on. Gorilla BFF, hey. What's up? So I'm sure most of you guys know by now that David Gingras had put out a statement, or like given a statement to People Magazine yesterday, and he's pretty insulting towards the judge, accusing her of judicial misconduct, and like saying because her dad was there at the trial, there's some kind of issue. So that is what I guess he was trying to get her removed and get a new judge. So Grandkids Taxi, hey, what's up? So today he posts this long like blog manifesto because he and his client both love that, uh, and it's a handful. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. I don't think we're gonna get much more people than this, unfortunately. Let's just listening while I drive. Hey, just Jen, thank you. Lauren, thanks for reminding me of the U.S. swimming trials. Love following those pre-Olympics. Oh yeah, no, it's been really fun. There was a world record last night, so that was pretty cool. All right, let's get into it. So David Gingras posted this afternoon. Hi, Bruce. What's up? Okay, so hold on. Let me pull this up on my phone so I have I can see your comments. No problem, Cam. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Is Norm here? I don't know. I haven't heard from Norm. I don't think. Actually, was Norm here last night? I don't know. Okay. So David posted this afternoon, a couple hours ago. As far as I can tell, 3 types of people are reading this post. 1, members of the Clayton Echard personality cult. Does he mean personality cults? What does that even mean? What does he even mean by that? 2, normal folks who are interested in law/lawsuits / legal procedure and maybe reality TV. And 3, Judge Mata and her dad, allegedly, but hopefully not. Okay, I'm gonna say number 2 is kind of a wishful thinking, but yeah, sure. No problem, Kel3. Is it supposed to be Kelly or Kel3? I don't know. Okay. This post is only for folks in category 2. All others can stop reading now. These comments are not for you. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna work. So what if Dave did a video and was like, this post is only for people who are not Laura Owens? Like, can he say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants without consequences? I don't think so. Jake, I don't know. That's a good question. All right. Now let's get into it. About 24 hours ago, the court issued a ruling that was 99% favorable to Clayton. The judge did not vacate the order of protection, so that's the only issue Clayton lost. Overall, and that one point aside, the post-trial decision gave Clayton pretty much every single thing he wanted and arguably more. Is this a victory for Clayton? Has justice been served? Will Laura end up in jail? Am I embarrassed? Wouldn't it kick my ass in court? Okay, that sounds like an admission, dude. Fully understanding the answers to those questions begins with a few important points. I doubt that. But let's read them anyways. First, Clayton has won a battle, but the war is not even close to over. Second, I've been down this road many times in the past, and I can tell you it ain't over until it's over. Small victories, even huge ones, mean nothing if they are wrong and subject to reversal. If you were told you won the lottery and a few months later you informed the ticket was fake and all the money was taken back, would you still feel like a winner? Yes, I would have spent it all by then if I thought that was going to happen. Hey, Winks. Big Tiff, what's up? Hi, Louise. Third, at the end of the day, the most important question that matters beyond all else is this: was the judge's decision correct? If the answer is no, Clayton's victory is a hollow and temporary one, and at this point, the question remains wide open. So, by this logic, does any judgment matter? Like any judgment in a initial case matter? Like, is he saying that like only like judgments made on appeal will matter? Like, I don't get it. Like, because the way he's attacking the judge and the decision is like has like broader implications. Can we bring up how his halftime analogy is not how halftime works? All right. One second. Okay. So how are Laura and I feeling? Where do we go from here? I'm going to share some thoughts on both the past and the future. Of course you are. But before we get to that, I have to remind everyone this is not my first rodeo. Yes, I knew this was going to happen. Okay. 100% of my legal practice is litigation, and I normally deal with cases a lot bigger and more complicated than LOVCE. That is not bragging or boasting. Okay. As Shakespeare said, what's past is prologue. Okay. If you want to understand the future, you need to consider the past and lessons learned from it. For me, the most analogous past experience is my 5-year battle in Sarah Jones v. TheDirty.com. I mentioned this case before, but to summarize, this was a defamation case that started in federal court in 2009. Just like LOVCE, the trial judge in Jones was exceptionally hostile to me, my client, and my legal arguments. What has Judge Mata done that's been hostile? You've been hostile. You're the one tweeting shit about everyone in this case. Like, how does this guy have the nerve to call anyone else hostile? Oh my god. He hated us right from the start. The judge insulted me several pretrial rulings. I think I was supposed to say my. The judge insulted my several pretrial rulings, claiming my legal arguments were completely frivolous. Okay, well, I don't think that Judge Mata insulted his pretrial rulings. She just ruled against them, right? Like, I don't think that. I think that just like not getting your way doesn't mean she's being a hostile person. That's pretty. It's a pretty bold claim. Yikes. Gingras and Owens were made for each other. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. He basically accused me of lying about the law. So, are you saying like multiple judges have, or multiple like legal professionals at least, have had to like say basically like this doesn't mean what you think it means, and you're just like, no, if you disagree with me, then you're a hostile and unprofessional. Like what? He ruled against me over and over and over again. Sound familiar? Uh, well, I mean, if it's a pattern with you, I don't really think that that's a problem with the legal system, buddy, because you're the common denominator there. Sound familiar? Basically, just like Judge Mata, the trial judge in Jones ruled in favor of the plaintiff 100% of the time. Okay. Due to the legal issues involved, Jones was big news at the time. Every national network carried stories about the case. See this video. We're not gonna watch that. You know why? I don't want to. So the case was tried to a jury twice. The first jury hung, and the second jury found in favor of the plaintiff and awarded $338,000 in damages. Can I just ask, how many times in that case did your client perjure themselves? How many times did you write about your client's credibility issues in your filings in that case? When that happened, it was basically the exact same thing that happened this week in LOVCE. The plaintiff celebrated and cried about finally getting justice. She held press conferences. Her lawyer, no longer licensed, oh, of course he has to point that out, posted a celebration video sitting in front of an American flag, bloviating about how great our justice system was. Sadly, that video was later removed, so I can't share it. I'm sure we could find that somewhere. I kind of want to see that, actually. Of course, there's an embedded video of him in this blog. Yes, big tip. That's true. All right. Here's a fun little interview that happened about 15 minutes after we got the jury's verdict. Please note how happy / excited, and then he has Clayton, and he crossed Clayton out. Like, this is childish. The plaintiff was. Look familiar? Okay, fine.
Appeal of this, of course, in 1996 said 17 years ago, no, they can't.
Trial. What do you think was the difference this time?
I have no idea.
He must be referring to a different video with the plaintiff in it. Maybe this one. I don't know. But I don't need to listen to that right now because it's not relevant to Clayton's case, and it's not the same. How many times did your client submit fraudulent medical records? Right, yeah? How many times did your client tamper with evidence in that case? But like I always say, it's not over until it's over. In Jones, as soon as we got the jury's verdict, my client and I did not cry over our defeat. We did not weep after getting our asses kicked. Why do you keep saying you got your ass kicked, bro? Like, okay, all right. On the contrary, we hugged, high-fived, and then got the hell out of Kentucky. That's just weird behavior. Like, what? What? Believe it or not, after we lost, we were overjoyed that we were done with a judge who was sadly corrupt, dishonest, or both. That judge was never going to do the right thing, and getting a jury verdict, even an adverse one, meant we could finally move the case out of that judge's court and up to the Court of Appeals. Losing the second trial was honestly one of our best days because it cleared the way to victory. That's not what this is. This is bizarre, dude. How involved was Fiverr in the evidence? Oh my gosh. Once we got to the Court of Appeals, the victory was, well, hang on. Let's remember that he's comparing Judge Mata to this judge and saying the judge was corrupt, dishonest, or both. So basically he is saying here Judge Mata is corrupt, dishonest, or both. Why? Because he lost the case. Why? Because his filings weren't good. Like, what? You wrote about your client having credibility issues. Like, Jesus Christ. Mrs. Brightside, so far, it's kind of a clown show, yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to breathe into the microphone too much. All right. Once we got to the Court of Appeals, the victory was swift and decisive. The Court of Appeals smacked down every aspect of the trial judge's decision, confirming that I was not misstating the law. Is that really what happened? Has anybody read through this case? Does somebody want to read through this case and let me know, like, did they confirm he was not misstating the law, or was there some kind of technicality or something? Because I wouldn't put it past him to just take credit like that when that's not what happened. The trial judge was simply an unethical activist who believed his personal views were more important than the rule of law. Woo! David. Yikes. His bosses at the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals agreed with every word I said, resulting in a complete reversal of the judgment against my client. Okay. Here's the video after we won the appeal. How sad do I look/sound here? And note, the lawyer speaking here on behalf of the plaintiff is not the guy who later lost his license. This younger guy is a sub who took over once the main guy lost his license. Yeah, I've heard all about you and making people lose their license. So this is not really relevant. I'm not going to get into irrelevant details here. If you guys are like dying to watch that, sure, watch it later. But right now, I don't feel like it's not relevant to Clayton's case. Like, nothing he's saying is relevant to Clayton's case here. As explained in this CBS News article, Jones was not the only time I litigated and won this same issue. Okay. In fact, I'd fought and won dozens of similar cases across the country. It opens the floodgates, said Ritchie's Phoenix area lawyer David Gingras, who has successfully argued dozens of similar cases across the country. It would basically destroy the ability of websites like Facebook that allow users to post comments. Once you strip away their immunity, once you make it conditional, you open the door to allow them to get sued. I'm sorry, what does that have to do with Clayton? Nothing? Despite what she told the news media, the plaintiff and Jones did not take her case to the U.S. Supreme Court, which was probably the part I regret the most. It would have been a dream to argue that case before SCOTUS. All right, so what's the point of all this? Please answer that. The answer should be obvious. What about that rant should have been obvious as to, like, what does this have to do with your lying client who faked a pregnancy and doctored medical records? Hey, IB, what's up? Sarah, is he talking about himself? Yes. Yes, he is. All right. Despite what she told the news media, the plaintiff and Jones didn't. Okay, we already read that. All right, so what's the point of all this? The answer should be obvious. Just because Clayton got a lone judge to agree with his claims does not mean that the ruling will withstand appeal. And here's a serious side question for all you Woodnick worshippers. Has Greg ever handled an appeal? I can't find any evidence that he's ever argued even a single appeal, much less that he's ever prevailed in one. If you can point me to any prior appellate work he's done, I'd love to see it. He always has to insult the credibility and, like, intelligence of the lawyer who just wiped the floor with him, and it's just kind of hilarious. Every post blog is really about himself. He just sprinkles in. Yeah, no, that sounds about right, Cindy. That's crazy. So has anybody read through, like, the documents in that trial and shit? Or no? If so, I would love to hear some summaries. Hang on one second. I gotta pull this back up. Okay. Also, I don't know if Greg has ever handled an appeal because I have other things to do with my day. I don't study Greg's like legal work and stuff like that. Like, if you have those fun facts, like good on you, and like please let me know. But like, I am busy. Like, I can't retain all that in my little ADHD brain. That's just not I'm not something I'm looking for. Like, I'm not gonna remember somebody else's work stuff. Okay. Now, as for this week's decision, here are my initial thoughts / comments. We need to hold a competition for the person who spots the most factual errors in this ruling. Let's not even include typos. Oh, David. Tacky. Does anyone else find it ironic that the very first finding in the ruling is completely wrong? Laura Owens filed a pro per petition to establish paternity on May 20th, 2023. Seriously? Okay, so how is that completely wrong? Did Laura Owens not file a pro per petition to establish paternity? Is the date wrong or is it completely wrong? Meh. Does that mean the judge has committed perjury, fraud? Should the judge go immediately to prison? No, the judge simply misspoke and got the date wrong. You're right, it's not like she said she was pregnant when she wasn't. In a case with so many moving parts, this is understandable and contrary to what the insane clown JFC posse believes. People are allowed to make mistakes. This is not a crime, even in the Wild West state of Arizona. Louise, yeah. Kelly, date is wrong. Yes, the date is wrong, but the statement is not completely wrong. Like you're saying, the first finding is completely wrong. Like, no, the date is wrong, and like, yes, that's not great, but it's not a completely wrong statement. All right. Also, he's like very wishy-washy on this people are allowed to make mistakes thing. Because sometimes if somebody makes a mistake, it's like a crime against humanity. And then other times, if somebody makes a mistake, it's like no big deal. Sorry, Laura accidentally misspoke about, like going to see Dr. Higley. Like, okay. The picking and choosing of when he thinks people are making misstatements versus like being criminally like sinister is ridiculous. But I agree here. The judge just made a mistake. So I guess we're finally on the same page with that. I personally can't even count the number of factual errors in the ruling. There are just so many. It's crazy. In terms of our ability to win on appeal, one of the finest aspects of this ruling is this nugget. Here, the court finds petitioner provided false testimony as to the viability of the pregnancy in all three cases addressed in this procedural history. Wow! Such a powerful statement. And the evidence received at trial to support that finding is, wait for it, keep waiting, keep waiting. That's right, absolutely freaking nothing. Oh, man. Okay. Petitioner provided false testimony as to the viability of the pregnancy in all three cases addressed in the procedural history. Well, seeing as those cases happened after she allegedly passed less than hand-sized fetal sacs, yes, she was giving false testimony in all three cases. I hope the judge amends her ruling. She can do that. There are texts from all the men about twins. Yeah, I know, man. Right? Like, are you saying that she didn't lie about having boy-girl twins? Like, okay. That single error virtually guarantees the ruling will not stand on appeal. And guess what that means? Yup, after the case is remanded for further proceedings, Judge Mata will be removed from the case. That comes straight from Family Law Rule 6, which provides for removal of the old judge after a case is remanded. Is this the new Rule 26? Please no. Please say no. Judge Mata has only been a judge for a few years, and so far, her track record is not good. Dude, like, I'm not surprised at when he says stuff like that on his blog anymore. But it's kind of like exasperating, you know, because it's just like, when are you going to stop being a douche? Here's a recent case where a decision of hers was tossed out and remanded after she, wait for it, ignored a key procedural rule. Honestly, I would have given him like props if that link had gone to like some sort of rickroll. He really missed an opportunity there. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all that because again, doesn't seem relevant to Clayton's case at all. Not really any similarities there I'm seeing. There is other anecdotal evidence to suggest Judge Mata has a history of doing things which would normally result in a mistrial in any normal civil context. Going after the judge like this is not a good idea, dude. Like, before he was like at least keeping it short, you know, now he's writing essays about how shitty he thinks the judge is, and this is just not good. Not even just that he thinks she's doing a bad job, but he is like legit calling her unethical. For example, according to her reviews on therobingroom.com, where she currently has a rating of 2 stars out of 10. Wow. Imagine that. You know what happens when people don't get what they want? They go and they leave shitty reviews. Be honest. How many stars did you give? And where can we rate you? One former litigant claims claims the judge used Google to research an aspect of the case dealing with snake behavior. Folks, I should not have to explain this, but the judge is not allowed to use Google to decide material facts in a case. How would you even know that? I sincerely doubt that it's true, but how would you even know that? You're just making shit up. Like, anyone can write anything in a review. You realize that, right? Kind of like your client can write anything on Medium. Obviously, we have no way of knowing if this allegation is true. Yeah, but let's go ahead and throw that out into the world. Who cares if it does a little bit of damage? It could be a lie posted by a disgruntled litigant. Well, seems likely. But if the story is true, well, I'm going to bite my tongue and just leave that out there. No, you're not. You'll have so much more to say about this. Greg Gillespie has been emailing me suggesting he's going to sue Laura. If you're reading this, Greg, allow me to remind you, bro, you already sued her, with Master Woodnick representing you, and you lost. You can't sue Laura for a claim that you already lost. Leave Greg alone. Leave Greg the fuck alone. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure I don't miss anybody here. So, as the world burns, thank you for the 10. Could Jane Doe consider blaming the attorney and taking legal action accusing him of encouraging her to speak as she did? I don't know. The thing is, she has no credibility at this point. So how would that even work? Like, they're both just going to be like, I never said that. She said this. I never said that. He said this. You know what I mean? Like, neither one of them comes off as like completely credible to me at this point. So that would be kind of an interesting thing to watch. Louise Woodnick is good at his job, so he doesn't need appeals to get it right. That sounds right to me. Thank you for the 5. Dana Creasy, thank you for the 10. Thank you, Lauren. No, thank you, Dana. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. BS, $10. Oh my god. Lauren 90, I love your reading commentary. It makes me laugh so hard. Thanks for making Dingus more tolerable. Thank you, BS. All right. Whoops. Sorry. I keep trying to click the... Okay. Greg can sue on other grounds. Gosh, yeah. No, it's like bringing Greg up in this blog and directly addressing him like that, not a good plan. Like, David has like pushed the victims to come forward and get more evidence. Like, I don't understand why he doesn't see that this is having negative consequences at this point. That's crazy. Baconator, I guarantee you that the judge doesn't give a F about anything he's saying, but it will follow him forever as long as he practices. Yeah, you think other people aren't going to see this? Like other people in the law community? What the fuck? All right. Do you remember when he complained about how long one of Greg Woodnick's filings was? And he writes these like long ass blog posts on the daily, probably. Some of them I'm sure he keeps in his diary, but dude, come on. Come on. Sorry, I'm just fixing something on my phone, guys. There we go. Okay. About 12 hours before Judge Mata's ruling was issued, I sent an email to the court explaining that we believed there may be grounds to remove Judge Mata from the case for cause. Basically, there is a rule that allows a party to file a notice saying they have reason to believe a judge is either biased or unfair. In this instance, the concern was based on stories posted on social media that claimed Judge Mata's father attended the trial, and afterwards he spoke to members of Clayton's cult. According to at least one person, the judge's father made statements implying that Judge Mata shared information about the case with him, including a suggesting, I think it means suggestion, including suggesting she was going to make adverse rulings before the trial began. Yeah, because you can believe anything you read on the internet, right? Huh. You know what? If that's the standard for credibility, social media posts from strangers. Okay. Let's work with that. Hold on, I'll show you guys in a second what I'm up to. Let's make it a party. Hang on. Don't say stupid shit if you don't want me to clown on you. Okay. Based upon stories from social media, I have learned that David Gingras goes out of his way to wear wet socks. He thinks the smell of his wet feet will distract the other attorneys in the courtroom. This must be a fact because someone, me, said it online with no evidence. Play stupid games, David. Justice for Clayton. Hey, what's up? I love you too, Angela. All right. Sorry, where was I in this giant mess of paragraphs? Okay. Folks, if that story is true, and at the moment we can't confirm it either way, so let's put it out there first. That would be one of the most outrageous acts of judicial misconduct imaginable. But because I am a reasonable because I am a reasonable person, I did not believe it was fair to file a notice of change of judge, which would have gone to Judge Mata's boss for decision, without first asking Judge Mata to explain whether the allegations were true. Rather than doing so, Judge Mata's clerk responded by saying the judge would prefer a motion, rather than simply answering my questions privately. You know what? I would want something on the record too if this guy was accusing me of shit. You're right? Because that's crazy. Like, this is just fucking crazy. Chris Jenner, thank you for the 5. I love being here for your lives. It really feels like I'm just hanging out with a friend. Your commentary is so funny too. Thanks, Lauren. Well, thank you for being here. I am happy that you're happy. No, but it's been fun. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I can close Twitter now. Hang on. Okay. Based on that reply from the clerk, I began drafting the notice to remove Judge Mata. But, as expected, she issued her decision literally hours before the notice could be completed. I mean, sorry you weren't fast enough? Like, what is anyone supposed to say to that? If you expected her to do that, then why didn't you just go ahead and get it done first? If I wanted, and I believe the facts and the law supported it, I could still file a notice asking Judge Mata's boss, the presiding judge, to remove her from the case. Do it, David. Do it. Do it. See how that goes. Because this phase of the case is basically 99% done, the only thing left is for Mata to determine the amount of Clayton's fees. I am not sure that's going to be necessary. As noted above, assuming the Court of Appeals reverses and remands any aspect of this week's ruling, it's a big assumption, we will automatically get a new judge. Thus, I'm not sure there's a lot of value in raising this issue now. CPR75 says, breaking news, Chase J. Jones was the one who reported these details about the judge's father. Who posted that? Was it someone named Tag? Okay, that's a lot of words, and maybe it's not the part most people care about. So, case about. Interesting that he was, like, really upset about typos from Judge Mata, and now he's, like, typoing all over his blog. Like, okay. So I will wrap up with a couple comments on 2 things I bet most people want to know. 1, how is Laura feeling? And 2, do I still believe her story? As for point 1, what can I say? Laura isn't happy. She's shocked. She's shocked! How is she shocked? She honestly doesn't understand how the court got this so wrong. She feels betrayed by Judge Mata. Betrayed by Judge Mata! Okay, and by the court system as a whole. Well, that's how all of her victims have felt for, what, over a decade? God. Betrayed by Judge Mata. Why would she feel betrayed by Judge Mata? Do they have some kind of personal relationship? What are you saying? Appellate work is not some magical thing. An appellate attorney reads the entire case and record and builds the appeal. I like appellate work. Usually large firms have an appellate department. Am I saying that right? Is it appellate? Appellate? I like saying appellate because it's like apple it. But somebody tell me how to pronounce it, please. Kind of like how ex parte is like a type of Baker Act here, so I would say ex parte, but then I heard Omar say ex party, and so now I say ex party all the time, just because I like it better. A pellet. Oh, I kind of like that too. Sounds like hamster food. Hamster food court. Do I still believe her story is the second point here. As for point 1, what can I say? And then we read this. Laura isn't happy. She's shocked. She's betrayed. She's devastated. God, it sounds like Ursula took her voice or something. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I just have a box full of empty water bottles over there. All right. I keep reminding her of a couple things. First, you have to accept our courts are not perfect. It is a proven fact that innocent people are sometimes convicted and sent to death row, or sometimes a crazy person is able to get restraining orders against them for absolutely no reason whatsoever. That happens, and it's not even a rare thing. I guess the only explanation I can offer is that the courts are comprised of human beings, and humans are very, very imperfect creatures. Some of them wear wet socks. Yes, there are dirty, corrupt, self-serving folks all around us. I'm sensing a lack of self-awareness here. There are also many good people. At the end of the day, while this is cold comfort to be sure, Laura needs to accept that this ruling does not define her. She says the judge got this 100% wrong, and she intends to continue fighting this as long as it takes. Yikes. Bebop, thank you. As for point 2, yes, after all of this... Sorry, that just needed a minute because this is the stupidest thing I've ever read. After all of this, I'm still 100% on Laura's side. I believe she was pregnant. And I believe the evidence shows she had a miscarriage that happened without her knowing it. Big Tiff, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, guys, listen to Big Tiff. Please like the video if you can. Ellie Fant, what's up? Oh, she can't hear me. She's 30 minutes behind. Okay. But even if I give Clayton all benefit of the doubt and accept his view of what happened, I am still 1,000,000% are we sure she didn't write this? I am still 1,000,000% certain that the court... Okay. I'm still 1,000,000% certain the court's decision was still wrong. Laura tried to drop this case as soon as she reasonably could. As soon as she reasonably could? Really? After she was advised by whatever telehealth crap person she reached out to. I mean, actually, they might be like a decent provider. I shouldn't say that. After she made the crappy move of only contacting telehealth after passing what was allegedly 2 smaller than hand-sized fetal sacs, she didn't go to the emergency room to determine if she had a miscarriage or not, even though she knew it was a possibility. I mean, when MedShield talked about rubbing genitalia, I was totally convinced. Regardless of why she made that decision, the fact remains Clayton could have simply let the case get dismissed, and he would never have incurred a penny of fees. Okay, so he's talking about a scenario where he gives Clayton all the benefit of the doubt. Is he saying that even if he totally 100% believed Clayton, he doesn't think Clayton should have defended himself and fought to get his name cleared? Something tells me that wouldn't be the case. If Clayton believes Laura lied about being pregnant, he could have simply sued her in normal civil court for defamation, or whatever. But he chose not to do this, presumably because convincing a jury of 12 neutral people to rule against Laura is a lot harder than convincing one judge with a father who, apparently, is a fan of one side. Oh my god. This guy's fucking terrible. Like, Jesus. Like, he's slandering the judge all over the place, left and right. So, for now, no further comments from me about this. I'll believe that when I see it, bro. I'm on vacation with my family, and I intend to enjoy the rest of the trip. I took a break from my holiday to share these comments, but that's it. Back to family time now. You told the judge you were going to be on a boat. You were probably not going to be able to respond, but yet you had the ability to try to get her removed and try to communicate with her about like her father or something. Like, this is very inconsistent. Moving forward, I will not be posting anything further about this case, at least until the opening brief is filed in the Court of Appeals. My guess is that will happen sometime later this fall, perhaps in the October-November timeframe. No, that does not mean 0 tweets. Oh, thank God. That would have been something terrible. If something comes up, I reserve the right to comment on it. But otherwise, just remember, this case is not over. You think you know the final outcome, but you don't. All you have is one decision from one judge. Clearly that means nothing. Like, what the fuck? One judge who appears to have made up her mind 6 months ago, and that same judge has recently been reversed by the Court of Appeals, so who knows, that may just happen again. Until then, thanks for all the passionate interest in this case. I'm happy to answer individual questions via email, but not from JFC cult members. All others are welcome to ask whatever you like. Okay, I'm sure... Who reads this other than people who believe Clayton? Like, maybe his sister or something? Does he have a sister? I don't know. Maybe his wife? I'm sure your wife will email you with questions. Posted with permission from Deck 15 Poolside, Norwegian Gateway, Rome, Italy, June 19th, 2024. Why are you writing it like that? Are you in trouble? Is this like a Taken situation? Does Liam Neeson need to come find you? Like, what is going on here? Why would you write that like that? Do you want us to try to mail you on your boat? It's just very specific and interesting. I don't know, dude. To be honest, this is triggering for me. This is my ex. Narcissists cannot lose, so it has to be someone else's fault. This makes it so the survivor can never rest or feel peace. They'll never stop. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's tough. But that is, you know, I don't know David personally, so I can't really say for certain that he's a narcissist, but that certainly makes sense as far as like those traits go. I can see that. So, what a tosser. Europe has special internet laws. I'm thinking that's why he included that part. What kind of law would they have that would require him to do that? I'm genuinely like curious. Justice for Clayton says, thank you for reading this so I don't have to. You are welcome. Even if this case does get heard in COA and kicked back to family court, he will not get a new judge in family law court because they have a specific requirement that involves parental rights. So how does that work then? Big Tiff, you're going to have to teach me some things. Dang, knew you'd ask for a follow-up. Hold on. Yeah. Ariane Fowler. Yes, this is a new blog post, and it is a choice. It was a choice to post this. I believe him like I believe Chase J. Jones. Yeah, all right. This like long bullet point thing was like the worst part of the whole thing, where he's just like shitting on Judge Mata the entire time. I'm like, do you really want to do that? Like, does this guy not worry about like other lawyers and judges and stuff reading and finding out about his shit and then being like, who wants to work with this guy? He sucks. Like, after seeing the way he treated Woodnick, like with the weird motion to compel lunch and like all the things he's written about Woodnick and all the things he said in his emails, like any lawyer has gotta like see that they'd be up against this guy and be like, this is going to be the most annoying thing I have ever dealt with. Like, it's not scary, it's annoying. I'm sure he doesn't care. He has victims he can suck dry and go on vacations on their dime. I mean, I don't know anything about his other clients, you know? So. He threatened Isabel. Fuck that. Wait, he did? I know he was saying shit about Deandra. I didn't know who he... Oh, that's right. He did. He did do that. That happened so long ago, and so much like clown shit has gone on since then. That I forgot that happened. So... Okay. So, family court didn't allow a change of judge after appeal until 2018. Now they only allow it if a parent's rights were violated, i.e. parenting time limitations, etc. Well, Clayton didn't get to spend any time with the children. What about his parenting time? Reg Angel, what's up? Does he even have other clients? I think so. I think so. Am I positive? No, I'm not. Going after the judge is such a dumb move. I agree. Oh, wait. Sorry. I agree. Very dumb. Bebop. I'm not saying I like don't believe that. I'm just like, I'm uncomfortable saying for sure, I think, like whether or not somebody has a certain personality disorder, because I'm not like a therapist, I'm not a doctor, but still, you know, I like to think that if I'm giving a provisional diagnosis at work, like I'm basing that on some like personal interaction and conversation with that person. So like even when I'm talking about Laura, like I don't diagnose, you know what I mean? So I just like, it's just a personal thing. Um I just like to be clear that I can observe behavior and kind of determine what that means, but I cannot diagnose. Lauren has a BS detector. Wait. But your name is BS. What are you saying? Thank you, Kelly. Someone should be investigating any financial or career scams Laura may have ran after all this. Yeah. I think this man has lost his mind. He's going to get disbarred if he doesn't watch it, right? He's even wearing wet socks in court. Didn't he come on in March? So yeah, about 3 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It's been a long 3 months. Michael Dunlap, as an engineer, I can tell you that crotch grinding is mechanically incorrect to create a baby. Well, Dr. Medshale says, and he's 99.9% sure. So March feels like so long ago now. Yeah, it fucking does. I was in Australia in March for a little bit. Between this blog and the one he wrote like right after the case, I'm just like, this is... I would be like, if I were someone like related to him, or if I were like his family or something, I would be like worried about him. You know what I mean? Be like, dude, like you're gonna get in trouble. Like, stop. I don't know. Does he have colleagues or anything like that? Like, does anybody like not see this stuff and be like, you got to stop that? It's not a good idea. Dr. Mitchell probably would have said sexting got her pregnant too. Ew, Mrs. Brightside, I agree with that. Ew, ew, ew. It's a nice poem. If he has law partners, they should stop this. I don't know if he has. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he has law partners. If I were his client, I'd be furious about Dingus. Yeah, well, she approved this, so, I mean, then again, remember, she's the one who wrote that long manipulation manifesto on a blog post of his. So, like, they're both kind of cut from the same cloth as far as the kind of statements they like to put out there. Out of options? Yes, actually. Well, she says he's her rock. So, I mean, that's kind of concerning. Not in like not in like a crossing boundaries kind of way, but just in like, don't you have anyone else in your life that could be your rock? Like, I don't know, someone you're paying, probably not. That probably shouldn't be it. He might be getting paid enough to where he wouldn't mind losing his Arizona license. I was wondering though, with the whole witness intimidation thing, if that could get him in trouble with the California bar also because of Michael Maricini, but I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I think it would be a funny sketch where Ello and Gingras kidnap Dr. Medchill from an old folks' home, posing his family as he wheeled off saying, I'm 94, you know, and asking where his dinner is. What the fuck? Can you imagine how emotionally exhausting being her friend would be? I try not to imagine that. That's terrible. Like, holy crap, that's terrible. I don't know how it works. I assume it would get him in trouble in AZ, not CA, but I don't know. Gotcha. Big Tiff Dog says, I believe they took out the most recent equity mortgage to pay him a flat fee up front. It will run out and he will dump her like everyone else. Dang. Well, then why does she keep saying she's going to keep fighting and shit like that? Like, Mary Lou Hughes with a $50 super sticker. Thank you very much. That is so generous. Thanks. Wow. I never know what to say. I'm just like, holy crap, thank you. That is so nice. I really appreciate that. You're awesome. Ex-friends have come out and said how exhausting it is being her friend and how hard it was to stop being her friend because of her manipulation. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any of that stuff. If you want to send it to me, I'm probably not going to, if I can't verify someone, I'm not going to like put it out there, but I'm curious. I want to read it. So Gingras is a solo, Gingras. I said Gingras for so long that I can't stop saying Gingras. Gingras is a solo practitioner, not unusual given his niche area of practice. However, given how he's publicly behaved, I can see why no one wants to be associated with him. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You know what I want is to like hear Omar's take on this. I don't know if he will cover it, but that would be great. Wasn't one of the ladies at court? I could be wrong. Which one or like who was it? You know, because I like generally have no idea. I know that she thinks that we all like know every detail of her life, but I just don't. I just don't know because it's not that deep to me, like what she's doing and who she's friends with. Like, people have come out and said they were her ex friends apparently, so that's different than like going and like trying to figure out who was in her high school yearbook and calling people and being like, "Are you friends with Laura?" you know. So, because I think Omar said another live on Friday. Oh, okay, cool. Ginger ass has no friends either. Dude, what do you got against genders? Or I said genders, gingers. Gingers. What do you have against gingers? He lost his appeal in Eccentric Ventures versus Borondkin. What was that? What was that? Oops. Hey, Twisted, what's up? How's it going? All we track about her is what she did to her victims to get justice. Yeah, and sometimes that involves other people who have come forward. So like, it's not like I don't think anyone here is like going and trying super hard to find out who's close to her. You know what I mean? Other than like her mother, who's her mother. So, I did think it was interesting when Mike said that her sister was definitely like complicit or whatever, because I had never thought much into that. Whenever I was asked about it, I didn't really say much because I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. She seems like she wants to be private, and she hasn't that I could see until up to that point. I was like, I haven't seen that she's really done anything except for ignore it. So I was kind of surprised to hear that. But then again, I don't know the woman, so. Gingers have no souls. Duh. Must be nice, dude. Her sister lives on the East Coast. Yeah, that's true. My boyfriend has a ginger beard, so he has half a soul. Half a soul. Half a soul. How do you? I don't even know what that would be like. I think we were all hoping the sister wasn't involved and just wanted nothing to do with this at all. Yeah, that's true. That's true. As the world burns, JD could claim organic MI with doctor note and claim lawyer took advantage of vulnerable adult to advance notorious case, working not to do best for Doe, but to maximize attention to his lawyering for fame. I don't know. I don't know. I just think I don't find her, credible at all. So I don't know if that would really work. But maybe like Big Tiff or somebody can comment on that because she knows like way more about this kind of law procedure and stuff like that than I do. Hey, can I borrow some stamps? She is never going to stop this nonsense. The only way to make it end is to make sure her name and story is as public as possible. That's true. Oh, Helly Fans is only 20 minutes back now. Grandma Linda, hey, what's up? Watch Mike with Megan. Very impressive. I'm looking forward to your impressions of it as well as the blog post. Thank you. Yeah, Mike's interview was great. It was really nice to hear from Mike himself. For him to finally have a chance to kind of get up and share that, so that was really nice. Thank you, As the World Burns. If I didn't say that before, I can't remember. I started questioning the sister when I saw that she's a partner in the mortgage broker scam business. I don't even know what that is. I saw that they were doing something together, but I was just like, I don't even know what this is. So, but you guys are right that when it showed that they were doing it together, it is kind of like sus. Like, hey, so there's no way you're not involved in this, right? So. I missed most of the interview, but was still tearing up at the end. Oh, I'm sure you can go back and rewatch it. You definitely should. It was a good one. Cannot believe, but also can believe that Gingras keeps running his mouth. Like, keep a private diary, dude. Cry in private and stop lashing out publicly. It's gonna bite you in the ass. He should keep a diary. It was interesting to hear Mike confirm as well that she claimed her prior boyfriend essayed her too. Yeah, and I bet it wasn't a douche named Tag though. Hey, Lisa B, that's okay. Big Tiff says, as the world burns, I don't know what her actual repercussions are against him, but she may have an actual case in this one unless he has proof she told him to do all of it. I wonder if he does. I wonder if he, like, his stipulation on posting some of this stuff is like only if you like put it in writing that you want me to or something. We should have asked Mike about Tag. Yeah. But we all know she's lying about everything. Yeah, pretty much. I'd never go into business with my sis. She's actually fairly above board professionally, but she'd drive me around the bend. Yeah, dude. I wouldn't get into business with family. I wouldn't. As the world burns, how can low-life lawyers take any case from an obviously addled person telling lies and rake in the fees and then skate when they face consequences due to their advice? Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems, like a lot of this has been unethical unless he genuinely believes what she's saying, but I just don't see how he could. Like, you can argue that he's not a great person based on like some of the actions he's taken in this case, but I do think that he is, at least somewhat intelligent. So I don't see how he could not like suspect her of lying. All right. He doesn't believe he's a greedy trash bag. Okay. IB0093. Oh, thank you. Give me one sec. Close that. As the world burns, thank you again for the 10. Appreciate that. I think she's on board with whatever he says, though, as long as it's for the sake of her being vindicated. Yeah. Well, maybe she just, will kind of cling to anything that she hears from anyone that will kind of make her feel like she could get away with this and come off as innocent. But obviously, it's not working out. So. All right, guys. I am going to hop off here in a second. If anybody has any last minute questions, I'll answer them, and then I'm going to redirect you to my friend Brad there. So. wait, one important question. What's the important question? Let me just make sure he's not leaving any. Okay, yeah, he's fine. She will have to post the attorney's fees and appeal bond first, right? So I know that he has to file something by what date was it? I don't know. And then she has to file something back by July 8th, but I didn't know if she actually had to post that or not. Big Tiff, you have any idea? July 8th, he has to file. Okay. You don't know how it works in family court. Okay. We don't know if she has to put up the appeal money. Okay, so she has to file something by July 28th. I'm just getting the states confused. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just trying to fix up something real quick. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out for now, but I will be commenting with you on Brad's stream if you hang around for the redirect here. So I have to get back to work, but yeah, we will do that. Okay, guys. If you could, when you get to Brad's stream, just let him know I sent you. When I hit the end button here, it's gonna take you over there. Thanks to everybody who sent super chats. I really appreciate you guys. And thanks for always being here and talking to me and listening to me talk. So don't wear wet socks, and I will see you next time. Hi, Zach. Bye, Zach.